Today, we are going to talk about how to turn your purpose into a career. Welcome back to another video. I'm so excited to have you here and to dive into this topic today. And I first of all just want to start off by sharing that I was inspired to talk more about transitioning in terms of your career, your job, and specifically about your purpose and your soul's calling, because on a recent live stream when I was doing angel messages for people, that was a common question that I saw come up. People asking about their careers, their jobs, their purpose. And so I wanted to share a little bit more about how you can actually transition into your career being a reflection of your soul's true purpose. And so for those of you who are here and you know that your purpose is to be a healer, to be a light worker, to help others in some way, this video is for you. And for those of you who are watching and you're like, I have no idea what my soul's purpose is, I just know that what I'm doing right now is not it. This video is also for you. It's going to meet you wherever you're at. And I'm also going to share a little bit about my own personal journey and how it got me to where I am today. And so, one of the things that I want to also just start off by sharing is that I do feel that a lot of people are awakening to their soul's true path. A lot of people are realizing that this status quo, go to school, get a job, just like work 9 to 5, like that whole thing isn't working for a lot of people. For some, it does work and they're happy with it and that's what they want. And that's beautiful. If that's you, then that's perfect and that's beautiful. But for a lot of people, and this is what I personally experienced as well, it was like, being in that structured space and having to, show up in a certain way at a certain time on these particular days was just not my vibe. Like I just knew that that wasn't for me, even though before I kind of awakened to all of this, I was on that trajectory and on that path to pursue a career as a research scientist. Like I was in the science field. I graduated with that degree and it was just like, I was like, that's what I'm doing. And then the awakening process really woke me up to the fact that no, I'm actually not going to be happy doing that. Like that is not my true purpose. And so I feel like a big part of this, first and foremost, for those of you who are wanting to transition your career and step into more of your calling, your soul's true purpose, the first thing that you have to realize is that the path that you're meant to follow is breaking the paradigm. So you are not following the current paradigm, which is, like I said, go to school, get an education, and then go get a job and be in that career for 30 plus years. And so we have to come to terms with the fact that we are going to be going against the grain and that not a lot of people are going to understand that way of thinking or feel like, whoa, that's a huge step. Like you have to be really brave to do that. And it's true, you do. It takes a lot of courage, but that's one of the first things that you have to be willing to do. And one of the first things that you have to come to terms with is that your path is not going to look like anything of what's been laid out in society as the norm. So that's the first thing. The next question that I want to answer is around knowing your purpose. And like I said, some of you are watching this and you have an idea or you have some sort of a knowing. You know that you're here to help people heal or to help some sort of transformation, guide them on their journey. You want to be of service to other people. And then others who are watching this, you might just be like, I don't know. I have no idea. And so the core foundational principles when it comes to your purpose that we all have to understand is that your soul is here to expand, meaning that it is here to grow. It is here to go through shifts and changes. It's not meant to stay stagnant and it's not meant to stay in this like predictable space. Expansion means moving into the unknown. It means going beyond your comfort zone. It means growing in different ways. So the soul is here to expand. The other thing that the soul is here to do is to bring through creative expression. I feel like that's one of the core things, and that's one of the core places where people feel stuck and feel disconnected from themselves is because they don't know how their soul desires to express itself, because they haven't done it in so long. Like, imagine decades of just like cutting off that expression, that throat chakra energy, and allowing expression to flow through you freely. And so then it's like, wait, well, what is my soul here to even say or express, or how is that expression meant to come through? So the thing is though, your soul desires to express itself. There is a core expression, a creative expression that's meant to come through. And when I say expression, it doesn't necessarily mean speaking, although obviously that's a form of expression. Expression is any way in which we are bringing through light and love into the world. So expression can mean writing, it can mean dancing, it can mean music, it can mean art, it can mean holding space for other people, coaching, it can mean guiding others in some way. There's so many possibilities when it comes to your soul's creative expression. So I want you to think of it more in terms of, how is my soul desiring to bring light and love into the world? Like, what is the way in which that is being translated through me into a more physical, tangible form for people to receive? That is your soul's creative expression. And as part of that, the last thing is that your soul is meant to be an expression of the divine. So that means that your connection to the divine, so whether you call that God, source energy, the universe, whatever it is, that connection is important. That connection is what's going to feed that energy, feed that vessel, so that the expression of light and love is coming through in its purest form, and not clouded by ego or anything like that, but actually just coming through as pure light and love. And so your connection to the divine is going to be really powerful to support you with that. Now, and I still continue to do this actually on my journey every single day, but especially when I first started and when I awoke to this fact that I'm like, I'm not following the rat race corporate career path. I am going to do my own thing. I have no idea what it is, but I just know that I want to help people. I know that I want to be my own boss and do my own thing and be free and experience joy and peace, freedom, all of that in my life. And I'm going to create that for myself. I don't know how yet, but I'm going to. The prayer that I would pray is, I would say, please reveal to me how you desire to express yourself through me. God, angels, universe, please show me how the energy of light and love is meant to flow through me to support other people. So any form, any variation of that prayer where you're basically saying, hey, look, I surrender. I want you to use me as a vessel. I am willing. I'm raising my hand to allow the expression of light and love to flow through me. Show me the way. And so then that's going to start to lead you down the path, whatever it is that you need to explore, whatever it is that you need to discover to become that. And so for me, as I was saying that prayer back in like 2015 or 2016, eventually that led me to discovering energy healing. That led me to discovering the angels. That led me to the download that came through that said, practice your connection to the angels because it's going to be important for you in the work that you do in the world. Even though at the time I was like, what are you talking about? That makes no sense at all. And so it's important to know that constant prayer, and like I said, I still pray that to this day to support me and continue to guide me on my path, that this is something that's going to lead you and support you in being that open vessel and surrender, where you're surrendering to the guidance, you're surrendering to the spiritual connection that desires to flow through you, that is meant to flow through you as part of your purpose. Because like I said, your purpose is to be this creative energy, this expression of light and love, and the divine will show you how exactly that's meant to look like in the world. And I know it can be tempting for our minds to say, okay, I'm going to figure it out. Let me plan. What makes sense? What should I do? What can I do now? And it's great. And it'll probably come up with a pretty good plan. But the divine always has our best interests at heart. The divine knows the path that's for our highest good. And so it's always this fine balance of surrendering and trusting and allowing that energy to move through you. Now, one of the things that really supported me on this path because, like I said, I knew right away, or not right away, but at some point on my journey, I knew that I wasn't meant to follow that path. And it did take me quite a few years to get to the place where I knew what my business was going to be. And so I was working my 9 to 5, knowing that I wasn't there forever. I knew that I wanted to help people. I was saying this prayer, and then I was also doing my own spiritual exploration. And I feel like that was one of the core key things that really catapulted me into my journey, because as I started to recognize and understand, okay, I know that I have gifts. I know that I have some sort of a connection. I know that there's something here that I'm meant to bring into the world, but I don't know exactly how that's going to look or what I'm supposed to say exactly. And so I knew that the connection to my soul and to my true self was going to elevate me, but I had no idea how. At that time, I still thought that I was meant to be a health coach and a nutritionist, and I was trying to pursue that type of a career, still in line with being an entrepreneur, with helping other people, but it wasn't quite exactly where I was meant to go. And the reason why my trajectory even shifted is because I was pursuing my spiritual connection with my own self. And so as I was developing this awareness of my divine self, what happened is that I started to peel off the layers that were holding me back from truly owning my gifts and knowing that I have this spiritual connection with the angels and supporting me with being confident in showing up for that, developing my voice and strengthening my capacity to express through my voice, since that is for me a particular way that my soul desires to express itself. And so I had to clear the layers that were blocking me from speaking confidently and sharing and expressing and believing in the fact that I had something important to say, that people wanted to hear it, and that my voice mattered. And that, I think, is one of the biggest blocks, is the fear of sharing and expressing, and also of being seen. And so working through those things, healing the past, strengthening my voice, deepening in my connection, deepening in my gifts was the thing that catapulted me into where I am today. And so for those of you, whether have some idea of where you're meant to go, what you're meant to do, or you have no idea, I would say that that is the key place for you to start, is to say that prayer that I shared with you, some form, some variation of it, and to start to and continue to grow in your spiritual connection with your divine self, to look at how you view yourself as an expression of light and love, how you feel in terms of your voice being seen and heard, yourself being seen and heard, your gifts to be seen and heard, and to focus on that development, because that will always lead you to exactly where you're meant to go, through your surrender, through this process of trust and faith, and knowing that you are here to deliver a beautiful gift, a beautiful mission in this world. You were chosen for it. That's why you're here. That's why you're here. You were chosen. And so knowing that you are worthy of this, you are worthy, you are supported, you are guided. And the key is every single day to have that commitment to show up for that surrender to come through. It doesn't mean that you have to show up on camera or do whatever every single day. It just means that you're showing up for yourself. You're showing up for yourself in compassion and love. And so that means that if you're having a bad day or having a bad week or whatever's coming up, it doesn't mean that you give up. It just means that you're showing up for yourself. You're showing up for yourself in compassion and in love, so that you can continue to be a vessel for the mission that the divine has chosen you for. So that is the key starting point. I want to hear from you in the comments below. Let me know where you're at, first of all, in terms of pursuing your purpose, in terms of pursuing a career change, if that is something that you're looking at, or perhaps you're happy with where you're at, but you're wanting to develop your soul's connection anyways. Let me know. I want to hear from you. Let's start a conversation in the comments below. And for those of you who are feeling that call and that push and that nudge to really step into your soul's calling, you're like, I know that now is the time. This is the time. This is what I've been waiting for. I've been getting ready for this moment. I'm so excited to invite you to join me for one-on-one coaching. This is the first time in a long time that I'm opening up the doors to one-on-one coaching with myself. And this is a 3-month program called Soul Expansion. Soul Expansion takes you through the journey of developing who you are as a expression of divine light and love, as someone who is here to be a vessel of truth, of spiritual connection, of growth. You know that you are here to make an impact. You know that you are here to help other people. Maybe you know how, maybe you don't. The point is that you're ready to step into it. And so this one-on-one program is going to guide you specifically. Your journey is just you and me working together specifically for your personal growth and your expansion. And I'm so excited. I'm so thrilled for this because literally this is the biggest launch, biggest catapult that you could have is when you're in a dedicated space of mentorship where someone truly sees you for who you are and is there to guide you and lead you through this process. So if you feel called to this, if you know that you're ready for this, if this is what you've been praying for, this is the answer to your prayers. And so I invite you to join me for Soul Expansion. There are limited spots left. You can find all the details in the link in the description below this video. Go check it out. If you have questions, reach out to me. We can have a chat. I can tell you honestly if I think that this is the right fit for you at this time, and then we'll go from there. So I'm really excited to announce this. I cannot wait to see who steps forward for this program. Other than that, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and make sure that you are subscribed to this channel so that you do not miss any other future videos. And lastly, make sure that you share this with your friends, your family, your community, so that other people who are seeking their soul's purpose, who are wanting to transition their career, can have this guidance, this starting point to take them into wherever they're meant to go. That is it for today. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm sending you so much love and angel blessings, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.